good at the moment. We know it's a big game, it's a grand final, but we've tried to prepare exactly the same as what we have been preparing for each game. Also, the last game against Victory we knew was a big game, but there is a little bit more, publicity. There's a few more people here at the press conference than that we're used to, but it's exciting, and that's why we play. And that's why we coach, is because you want to be there at the last day of the season, and we're here, so we can enjoy it.
You finished your preparation? You finished, or are you going to be tinkering right up until the opening whistle?
No, well, we've finished our preparation, but then I need to make sure that I'm across everything along with the other coaches, and it will be last minute things that you have to tell a player that you might have forgotten during the week, but it won't be too different to a normal game. We're prepared. We know it's going to be a hard game. They're a quality side. They've been the benchmark for the last couple of seasons, and we're here to do our best. And if we do, we believe that we can get the result we want.
Everyone right to go. I know Lachie Wales was sick earlier in the week. Are you okay?
Yeah, he's okay. The thing Lachie just wants a day off. He ran a lot on Saturday night. He wants to recover and to make sure he's ready to run again tomorrow night, and he will be. He's trained the last couple of days. He's fine. He's ready to go and can't wait.
How's Stephen? Is he capable of starting?
Lusty's ready. Yeah, it wasn't like he thought he felt something, but it was nothing. We scanned. He trained all week, and he feels good. So that's another plus for us. We've got another body. You always want bodies. You always want, especially in the grand final, which we know will be tight, and normally they are. And then it could go into extra time. So the more bodies we have, the more fit bodies, the better for us.
Talking about bodies, is Additional as well potentially a chance for tomorrow? I mean, he obviously got the 3 long termers, but is he as well ready to go?
Yeah, he's ready to go. If selected, he's trained all week, and he's a fit boy anyway, and he didn't spend too long out. So if he needed to play, or if he's selected, then he's ready.
How vocal is that bench going to be? Diamanti, Nikolai, fair bit of experience hanging about.
Yeah, and I spoke about it the other day that they're still a big part of our team and our preparation, because they can bring their own stories, they can bring their own experiences to the playing group and relax them in certain situations, because it's all for us, it's about being calm and knowing our roles, and they're there to help them, and Nikolai and Dia have done that really well in the last couple of games against Victory and also against Wellington, so they'll be important come game day as well.
How do you stop City maybe turning the tables on you? You did it to Wellington, you did it to Melbourne Victory. How do you stop them getting on the board of this one?
Play well. We have to play well. That we'll be ready. We'll go at them, and we're confident that we can match them. We'll work for each other like we have all season, and look, they're a quality side with great players up top, as you know. But our players are prepared to match them in terms of their individual batters, but also as a group.
How much can you take from the previous games against City? Obviously, you've had a slight edge over them in this campaign. You did some stuff very well, but they know you did some stuff very well, and they would have been planning against that. How much can you actually take from those games?
You take a little bit, because the general patterns and structures don't change a great deal from both sides. But it's stopping it and making sure that you're on top of it and ready for it. But we also, and they would have done the same, they would have analysed our last few games and see if there's anything different that we did. And we've analysed them to see if there was any different they did against Adelaide and also against Wellington in their last game, and against Perth since they've come back from the Champions League, because they've had a heavy schedule, and then we know that they might have had to tinker a little bit with a couple of their main players being out. So we're ready for whatever game style or game they bring to us.
It's a bit like chess. You've got a series of backup moves planned, but you're also planning for PK's moves and trying to predict his backup plans.
It's the same every week. We prepare like that every week. We're focused on us, which we always do, and focused on what we have to do, but we also know what the opposition are doing or what they're going to try and do most of the time. We prepared the same for Victory, the same for Wellington, so no different, except they're the quality side. We know that we have to be at our best.
Rizzo talked about it yesterday, the first penalties. Have you given any special words, advice? Do you do anything special? You obviously know a thing or two about it.
Yeah. again, look, I haven't spoken about it. We practice penalties with the players, and you sort of get an idea of who's confident, but you also have to wait, and from past experience, have to wait to see how players are feeling on game day, how they're looking, and if they're feeling fresh, if they're confident. You know, someone that might have not have had a really good game or only been on for a minute, you know, it might not be the one that takes a penalty, even though he's a penalty taker. So, you know, they're things that we can decide game day. We've got an idea. You know, we're hoping it doesn't get to penalties, but you have to prepare for it as well.
Have some of the boys already told you if it goes to penalties, boss, I'm taking one?
No, they haven't. They're quite good like that. You know, they will let the coaching staff decide. They'll show that they're confident when they're taking penalties in training, but they don't say, I'm taking it.
How special will it be for you and this group if you're able to try, obviously, club first, yourself first? You know, big milestone for a lot of people this time.
Look, we know it will be massive for us. It's already an achievement what we're doing at the moment and being here. But we want to win, obviously, and I'm sure City have got the same ideas. But we want to write history for our club. We'll be the first team to win something, win a trophy. And all the players, and you know, I think Alex mentioned it after the game. That's one of the reasons why he wanted to come here, was to win a trophy, was to help the club create history, write history. Liel Akbar, the same. Jamie Young, the same. All these players that have come in, and the players that were already there from day one, they want to create history with this football club, and we've got an opportunity for it.
John, being out here for the first time since last Saturday, has it kind of sunk in the occasionally? Are you back out at Amy Park, sit back here tomorrow? There's a few different sort of...
Yeah, look, as a coach, you forget about it pretty quickly because you move on, and you have to move on to your next opponent, and you have to, you know, quickly focus on what you're trying to achieve and preparing for. So, you know, it was harder calming down the staff and and the board and that during the week to say, look, now we've got the grand final, don't worry, that's over. It was a good night, we enjoyed it, let's get ready. And but no, they're good, they're excited as well. But no, I've moved on pretty quick after that.
A lot of tickets up in the Aloisi family?
Yes, I've got a lot of family members actually. I've got a lot of people coming from Adelaide. My sisters, my brother unfortunately can't come because he's in Japan, but his sons are coming, and all my nephews. I've got a lot of nephews that converted into West United fans this year, so they've been trying to get tops. There'll be a lot of them. My mum, my dad doesn't want to come. He thinks he brings me bad luck. I don't know why he thinks that, but he's there in spirit. And then my family coming from Brisbane, so my wife and kids will be here, so they want to enjoy the moment. And hopefully we can help them enjoy it even more by winning.
How difficult has it been for you this season with your family up in Brisbane? Obviously you're trying to build something special there at Western, but you're doing so with your family up in Brisbane and not being able to see them when you go home at night. How difficult has that been for you?
It's been hard. It's a sacrifice that I knew that I had to make if I wanted to get back in. It was a decision that my wife and I made with the girls, because they're at a certain age now that it was difficult to move them. And coaching, you don't know how long it's going to last for anyway. But it's been hard. But if I didn't have their support and sacrifice, I wouldn't be able to be here. And so I'm grateful that they've been very supportive, and they deserve, you know, to celebrate and be part of a special day as much as what I do or anyone else in the club, because they've been supporting from day one.
Just any last words in terms of getting people to come to the game? It's been talked about the crowd. I think Jamie McLaren yesterday encouraged the Melbourne Victory fans to come along. You want to obviously see a packed Amy Park.
Yeah, it's a grand final. These are special days. I've been fortunate as a player to be involved in a couple, and also being involved in a cup in Spain, and they're special. The atmosphere, you know, and to have two Melbourne teams at Amy Park, you know, it doesn't happen very often. It's the first time in A-League history, so I'm pretty confident it will be close to being full, if not full. You know, I know that they're very close to sold 20,000 tickets already, which is huge. That's huge for us as a club, and I'm sure for Melbourne City as well. And hopefully the neutral comes along. It would have been nice, I don't want to get into it, but it would have been nice if the whole of football stopped for one game and not played any of their local games, the NPL, and not only here in Melbourne but the whole of Australia, because all eyes should be on this game. It's the A-League and it's the grand final. So hopefully in the future they do that and they stop or play them on a different day, and everyone can watch what will be a great game. I can guarantee that. Both teams will be going at each other, and I know it will be at a level that we expect for a grand final.